You are not
Imagine something
listening.
important.
Hello, this is Sam Hani, and this is the Low Bandwidth Society. In today's video, I'll discuss a topic I find relevant to people at different ages, different careers, and different relationships: the art of listening. To begin, let's agree that hearing and listening are different. While hearing is biological, it's passive and happens voluntarily. And listening is mental, it's active and emotional. Simply, hearing uses ears, whereas listening uses presence. However, here's the problem. Many of you have been through incidents where you get distracted and zoned out. Whether you are in a meeting at the office, in a class at school, having a chat with a friend, or talking to your kids at home, you've heard everything perfectly, but you've probably understood nothing. Think of your last conversation. Were you listening, or were you just buffering, waiting for your turn to reply? Our brain is like a data system, processing everyday conversations as Wi-Fi signals. The issue is that when we rush and lose concentration, we drop to low bandwidth, and our distracted chats only hit the short-term memory. This leads us to ask about the cause. Why do we hear words while our attention is somewhere else? Are we creating noise or creating real connection? Let's take a closer look at the stages of active listening. First, receiving the message. Next, understanding its meaning. Then remembering the information, evaluating logically, and finally responding thoughtfully. If we skip a stage, conversation collapses. So let's compare this to networking. In networking, information is sent in packets for a file to download successfully. Every packet must be received and acknowledged in the correct order. Now, we jump to responses. And this is exactly like a computer trying to execute a file when it has only downloaded 40% of the data, leading to an error. Now, let's consider some scenarios that result in an error. Your kids are talking to you while you're scrolling on social media or checking work emails. You are not listening. It's an exciting conversation with a friend. You are planning on your comeback. You're buffering and thinking how you're going to reply. You are not listening. You interrupt. You rush. You don't get their full message, and you might make wrong conclusions. You are at school. Your mind is too busy. You're worried and stressed about exams and grades. That also makes it difficult to listen and focus. Now, our top example. She hears criticism from her partner. She becomes angry and defensive. She stops listening. He comes back home after a long day at work, very tired. Fatigue makes him unable to listen attentively. So when your conversation is self-centered, people feel unheard, and they become silent and lose interest. Here, you not only lose communication, but also lose connection. So how do we fix this? Here, we come to the most important part, and my favorite. What are some active listening techniques that we should follow in our daily conversations? Now, listening attentively isn't just a natural talent. It's a high-level communication protocol that takes intentional practice to master. Second, parents. When you invest in teaching the skill of listening early, you're giving your kids the ultimate life hack for building deeper connection and smarter habits. I guess many of us miss doing this with our kids. Now let us dive into essential listening techniques. Make eye contact with the person you are talking to. Put your device away to avoid distraction. Good listening is also about timing, because even the right words are lost when the mind is not ready to receive them. So don't push people into deep conversations. Give them time to break the ice, feel comfortable, and open up naturally. That's when ideas begin to flow. And sometimes silence is just as important. A quiet moment gives the mind space to reflect, process deeply, and form meaningful thoughts. So, be patient, put your ego aside. Don't always feel the need to be right. You don't always have to defend yourself or dominate every single conversation. Be open minded and try not to rush into conclusions. Be curious. Ask questions to avoid wrong judgment. Stay calm and be more receptive. Remember, people don't always need advice. They need an ear to listen and a heart to understand them. This is an indirect way to help their brain say, I'm safe, I get you, and we can figure things out together. To sum it up, why listen? In a world full of noise, listening has become a superpower, an art. Ultimately, active listening builds trust, shows care, reduces mistakes and misunderstandings. Listening reduces conflicts and helps you solve problems. It can also help improve and strengthen relationships with your colleagues, with your friends, with your kids, and even with your partner. By doing so, we build long-term connections and empower people around us. When we listen, when we pay attention, we make others feel valued, loved, and respected. As we come to an end, I hope you found today's ideas and insights helpful, and this content gave you meaningful thoughts to reflect on. Stay tuned for the next video.